Hello, everybody, and welcome to Graded Point Live. Sorry for that slight delay. My stream me just well, not stream me, but Streamlabs decided to be stupid and just don't want to load anything. I hate
You
technology
broke
sometimes.
it.
I hate it. I hate technology. I love it, but I hate it.
Yes. I knew. Exactly.
Every cat that's like watching the stream is like, huh?
What?
What's going on? Yeah. So tonight we're gonna have a little fun, and we're gonna talk about Bill Maher and him being a miserable excuse of a human being. Uh, make fun of some art, but first, I think we should have a dramatic reading. What do you think?
Yes.
Okay. I made a promise that I was going to do this. I'm going to read one of our lovely followers' tweets. It is the Unholy Sporkable, and we're going to talk about the performative male. But let me set the mood for this, okay? Let's get the right image here for to talk about the performative male. Oh, there we go. All right. Okay, let's read this. We're going to start from the beginning. This is, of course, Unholy Sporkable. Mark Lombardi is a pathetic excuse for a male. He spends his days roaring about Comicsgate, pretending we aren't on his mind most of the day, pretending that his wokeness quotient means that he is better than we are. But the truth? I like to call that type of person performative woke, playing online at being an ally, while in real life doing nothing to forward the cause they speak so passionately about online. Like this quote from him here. This quote from here. I'll read the quote. Desire to be seen as on the right side of an issue can get in the way of an ally's true job. The performative woke person posts on social media about how annoying white people are, conveniently ignoring their own whiteness. The performative woke person mansplains feminism to women. The performative woke person makes a lot of noise and accomplishes very little. They don't have a job. Here's Spork again. They claim to be above a certain type of person, like a comic skater. And if a female or a person of color or LGBTQ person is a comic skater, oh boy, they are immediately lambasted, insulted, harassed, blocked, then bitched about for hours. What an awesome ally. I'll read this little quote that she found. Wade didn't want Peter harassed, nor do I, which is why I didn't directly at him. He felt the need to address me, then refused to answer the question. Until Peter clarifies his position, I'll continue to believe he supports a hate group. Acting like one won't change my mind. Do you think you just feel the estrogen in that building up? You know what I'm saying? You could feel it. You know, just like his peenie was inverting as he typed that.
Oh my goodness. I like that. I wasn't trying to harass him. That's why I was subtweeting him. But now that he noticed that I subtweeted him, he's evil until he says what I want him to.
Right.
Wow.
To continue.
Stunning and brave.
Stunning and or brave. Let me get back to it. Okay. The performative woke male is all about the sound with no real fury. All about looking woke, peacocking, but using it as a cover for the bigotry and hatred being turned onto acceptable targets, i.e. females, people of color, LGBTQ, differently abled in Comicsgate. And this is a quote from Mr. Lehman. He says, pro tip, avoid comics in your scripts and never be offensive. And the
What?
and what they were quoting was a question where somebody said, I guess they are interviewing I guess the name of a book, Leviathan or whatever. Yeah.
Ah.
It says Leviathan is fun, but there are scenes dealing with the current administration in the media. Were these intended to convey a deeper meaning, or were they what you see is what you get moments meant solely for humor? Well, it's not overly political. But if a monster attacks the city in the U.S., the president would certainly have to deal with it. So we're kind of obligated to include the president, whoever the president is. I don't intend to get too political in the book because I don't want to insult any racist, brain-dead, knuckle-dragging, lead paint drinking, Trump-supporting mongoloids who may want to read this book. Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Good job.
Mm-hmm. What's back? This work. This is another good article about the performative woke male. Open this up so I can see it. This type of woke is being too easy. Offering hugs or feeling smug because you've learned how to overlay an image of a safety pin onto your Facebook profile picture does little to no good for the people who are in need. You remember that little situation, right? Where they?
Yeah, I do. Jesus.
When I saw that, I remember seeing that, and I'm like, so you're telling me you're literally babies? I've never, I've seen, like most of the times I see safety, the classic use of a safety pin is to hold up a babu's, diapers.
Your diaper, yeah. This safety pin still generally gets associated with babies.
Yeah.
It's still used as symbolism.
Mm-hmm. Or, let me continue. Or as Leah Finnegan wrote in her recent Leah newsletter for The Outline, easily Instagrammable movements like wearing a little safety pin don't do much, if anything, to assist those perceived as vulnerable. They are acts that serve to comfort those already in positions of power, while further othering the people who they are purporting to help. We're telling you, you're not woke enough. You're not showing solidarity. You're trying to say you're better than me because you're white. To end Spork's tweet thread. So basically, this is my point. Beware the performative woke male. They are a bigot and harassed of the worst sort. Because they honestly believe they are doing the right thing, and that they are doing and what they are doing is in no way bad at all, and that is the worst thing of all. Also, I'm adding this. Also, they may be a rapist.
Probably. The correlation is well, it doesn't reflect causation, but there's definitely a correlation.
There's a lot of men. We have we talk about the joke, reset the clock.
Yeah.
I literally go into my our friendly Discord, where we make fun of a bald man, and when something like this happens, one of us, it could be me or anybody, but we will come in and says, "Lads, I regret to inform you that someone is respecting women." Because usually it's found out that they've harassed them, or they've touched them inappropriately, or they've just came out and straight out raped them. Eric Esquivel. I'm just saying.
If I wanted to dig into my dirty past, man, I used to accidentally be friends with a woman, respect her. Man, that sucked.
I can imagine so. But they were sniveling and conniving too, weren't they?
Yep.
Yeah. That's the way they are.
Right?
Piper, I just want to say that I respect you so much.
Can I sniff your panties?
Kind of like that.
I mean, I'm pretty much on point on there, right? So
You're very close. What it was like, without getting into detail.
Right,
it's just that when these people are outed, I'm like, no. One reason I'm not surprised is I'm like, well, yeah, because they sound like this person I knew. that I had to get a restraining order on. This person, back when I was young and stupid. No, I wasn't that young. I was living up here, but
you were stupid, so.
I was stupid.
Let me put the mulatto dig. And what's the difference? Okay, that is over.
Well, I wised up a little bit. Experiences will make you do that.
True. But go ahead.
This person was supposed to be a photographer.
Oh.
Yeah, and my thing was, I used to be very much give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Like, don't decide somebody's gonna wrong you if they haven't, crap like that. Even though I was getting weird vibes. So, back when I used to do cosplay geeky, modeling stuff. Violet dude! Yeah, that's when I dumbass gave him a second chance and he went right back to the same behavior and I was like, you didn't learn shit. This person was very much, I have no idea if it's true or not, but he supposedly was like a cancer survivor. And so he would remind everybody about that all the time. And, which definitely led me into he was like, I can't lift more than this many pounds. This and that. There's so many restrictions because I'm a cancer survivor. And very beta behavior, though. But he was saying, it was because he was a cancer survivor. He was supposed to be a photographer. A problem was he was already like kind of touchy-feely with the models, me included, which was simply kind of like finding excuses to need to touch us in general.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in like, naughty places.
Right.
But still like weird excuses to need to touch us at all. Fixing our clothes, this or that, instead of asking us to do it, but, or posing us, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which bothered some people, but I was stupid and was like, well, he's a photographer. He needs us to pose this way and do such and such. What's the problem?
Well, he grabbed my ass.
It was an accident. What the hell is this peacock?
This is a a representation of the quote performative woke male. Well,
yeah.
They will put on their plumage and show off for the women. Look at how woke I am. Look at how much of an ally I am to you. I want you to understand that I respect you dearly, and I believe you are just the equal of every man. Now, if you won't mind, could you give me some of that pussy?
Well, peacocks are a pretty bird, but have you not? There's the term peacocking, which flat out means showing off. Peacocks.
This is because, the peacock, the female peacock has no plumage like this. The male peacock has this to do what? Attract the female peacock.
And scare off predators by making him look like there's
a lot bigger than they actually are. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really
and that there might be more of them.
They're basically just a slightly large chicken without that plumage.
They are very pretty, but yeah, there's a term peacocking, which flat out just means like showing off, and that could be actually showing off, or
just laughing at the chat.
Yeah, actually showing off because you think you're pretty, or trying to fake it because technically the peacock is also faking like he's bigger than he is.
Yeah.
So one of those two. Either way, it works. The blue chicken. They are a very pretty chicken.
Yeah. To quote Spork, "Excuse me, ma'am, could I borrow a cup of pussy?"
What? I didn't. Was that in the chat?
Yeah. Don't you have the chat?
Oh shit! I missed a couple of things because they want to respect you right in the front and back home over and over again.
Or the back hole, yeah. Mm-hmm.
In back hole. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes more sense.
I'm pretty and witty and gay.
Okay.
But we get the point. There are those type of males out there who.
Yeah, I was gonna say we were about to go into story time with Piper, but if we don't have time, we don't.
Well, we have that time at one day. I would like to know. This is one of those. Would you like to know more? And we'll hit it, and see it on another day. But yeah,
that's true. If you want to know story time with Piper's story time with a grade A woman respecter.
Yeah.
In person.
Mm-hmm.
Which is how I get the vibes from all these other people.
The more I see, I guarantee you that some of these folks, the ones who doth protest too much are usually the ones who are respecting women. So
yeah.
That's why I worry about these people who are wear their wokeness on their sleeve, so, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Yeah. Male feminist who mispronounced unregistered sex offender. Yeah.
Oh shit. There we go.
All right, negative 34. All right, we did it.
Less than 34.
All right, stream over. We got it. Whatever it means.
It's cryptic.
Well, I guess it's greater than 34.
Message.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah,
greater than 34.
Well, 34 is greater than something.
Greater. Wait.
The big end means greater than.
Fizz giggity less than 34. You are less than 3 us.
Oh
no. So let's get back to our main point in that tonight, and that's making fun of Bill Maher.
yeah.
By the way, did you know that Bill Maher is a miserable eunuch? I basically, I think I'm gonna start doing a show like this. It's gonna be half no simpy, where just go hard at whoever, and then half this is the kinder, gentler graded 0.5. So let's talk about what Bill Maher did that was stupid. I'm first going to show the bleeding cool articles. I'm going to give our shout out to our girl Tristan in the chat. Tristan, you're awesome.
So is Tristan still there?
I hope she's still there. That'd be cool. I don't want to play your video. Go check out her YouTube channel and watch her videos, because I don't want to like play videos on somebody else's videos on the stream. That would be weird, right?
Yeah.
Why is rated
nice.
0.5 stealing our content?
No, because it's just graded point live reacts.
That's
so
true.
We're not allowed to use the word reacts.
Oh, by the way, a eunuch is a male who has been castrated. if you wanted to know.
Yes, really.
Yep. I really love this billboard somebody put up.
I know.
Real Time with Bill Maher, the whole narrative, nothing but live January 18th, Friday, 10 p.m. NPC.
He was super mad about that.
He tried not to act. He was trying to I'm not totally not mad. I'm very fucking mad. So I'll read over this real quick. Back in November, shortly after the death of Stan Lee, Bill Maher came out and dissed comic book fans all around. Fast forward 3 months later, and Bill Maher decided to pick the scab at a little bit more. Bill Maher decided to take the last 6 minutes of his late-night talk show, Real Time with Bill Maher, and take shots at comic book fans, toy collectors, and even Kevin Smith. But at what cost? What was the logic behind it? My brain went into overdrive trying to figure out why Bill Maher decided to comment 3 months later, but in my opinion, it comes down to one thing: free publicity. Whether free publicity is for the lower ratings happening on Real Time with Bill Maher or the new Kevin Smith movie, controversy creates publicity. By the way, did you know that Bill Maher was in Iron Man 3?
What?
You didn't know that, did you?
Nope. Was that the shitty Iron Man?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I don't remember. The only thing I remember about Iron Man 3 was that it was shitty and I was disappointed.
Definitely not as good as the first two. That's the best way to put it. So I'm going to go to the Bounding into Comics article, which is a little more detailed. Talk about what old Billy Boy did. So let's get some quotable quotes. Maher wrote on his blog back in November. Someone on Reddit posted, "I'm so incredibly grateful I live in a world that included Stan Lee. Personally, I'm grateful I live in a world that included oxygen and trees, but to each his own." See, that's his smarmy little bullshit that he likes to do,
Yeah, like...
Bill Maher is one of those guys who somebody told him years ago he was funny.
And he still thinks he is.
He still thinks he is, yeah.
I mean, I get that there's insult comedy, but his isn't even, like, funny. Usually insult comedy is still comedy. It's still funny.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, Triumph, the insult comic dog, puts Bill Maher to shame, and he's a fucking puppet.
Yep. Got more charisma, too.
He has more charisma. All he really says is going to poop on stuff, and he's, like, way funnier than Bill Maher. He's way better at insult comedy.
Yep. He would go on to point out that comics were for kids, and you grew up, and when you grew up, you moved on to big boy books without the pictures. Why does he assume that, like, you didn't read both at the same time?
For tomorrow.
As a child.
No,
and why is your child interrupting my show?
Hold on, I'll be quick.
God damn it.
I will continue reading. He would go on to point out that comics were for kids, and when you grew up, you moved on to big boy comics and fiction. Finally, he would conclude his post by mentioning Donald Trump, which he cannot go a day without doing, I might add.
God damn it. Motherfucker.
What did he do this time?
Son of a bitch. I have questions, and now I'm going to turn it into an argument. He really just came out because he wanted to fucking be in but
he's being a
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's just trying to start stuff and annoy me. Where are we at? We moved up to big boy books without the pictures was the last thing I heard.
Yeah, well, I said finally he concluded that his post by mentioning Donald Trump.
He doesn't know that there's like a adult comic then.
Well, he does realize that there's more important things in life than Donald Trump.
Well, that too.
How dare I think that, right?
But right, from everything I've read about the shit that he says, it's like he completely doesn't understand that there's freaking a crap ton of comics and stuff that are definitely not for kids.
Right.
Unless that's the kind of shit he likes showing kids, which raises some other questions.
Let's see. Maher would then double down on his thoughts about comic books and people who read them on his latest show, where he claims, I posted a blog that in no way was an attack on Mr. Lee, but took the occasion of his death to express my dismay at people who think comic books are literature and superhero movies are great cinema, and who, in general, are stuck in an everlasting childhood. Bill Maher hasn't changed his haircut since 1994. Yeah, that's true. I think there's only one way you can style that hair. It's like douche canoe. There it is. He would insult comic book fans on a number of occasions. And another quote, "You can, if you want, like the exact same thing you liked when you were 10, but if you do, you need to grow up. That was the point of my blog. I'm not glad Stan Lee is dead. I'm sad you're alive. Well, Bill, I'm going to make a statement. I wish we could trade right now.
Yeah.
And have Stan back, and you would be in his place.
Yeah, I can guarantee there's more people that are sad that Bill's alive than there are happy that he's alive, honestly.
Maher even fired back at famed comic book fan and creator Kevin Smith. Smith had previously called out Maher saying, taking a shot when no shots are fucking necessary. Which is true.
Which is true.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I mean, I know you gotta, like, get viewers or whatever so that you can stay relevant and shit, but fucking, like, coming out and using Stan Lee's death to diss a crap ton of people.
Yeah.
Is just, I mean, no one's accused him of being a classy dude, but...
Maher responded while showing a photo of Kevin Smith in one of his hockey jerseys. My shot wasn't at Stan Lee. It was at, grown men who still dress like kids. Because apparently you just don't wear, you're not supposed to just, wear hockey jerseys or, whatever.
Yeah, you can't wear
apparently Maher
regular ass fucking clothes. Like...
Apparently Maher has never been to a hockey game.
It's true. So he was flat out still talking about Kevin Smith then at that point. Wow.
Can we stop pretending that writing in comic books is so good? Oh, please. Every superhero movie is the same thing. A person who doesn't have powers gets them, has to figure out how they work, and then has to find a glowy thing. Justice League, glowing thing. Iron Man, glowy thing. Spider-Man, glowy thing. Captain America, glowy thing. Glowy thing, glowy thing, glowy thing. You know what's not glowing? Your ratings.
Yeah.
Got him.
Ooh. His ratings are good for me to poop on. One thing, I agree with him a little bit on that there is definitely a formula that is working for superhero movies. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. It's fucking working. If it's entertaining and it's making money, why would you stop? And as a fan, if it's entertaining you, why would you not want to go see it?
Oh, I got to read this. I'm going to read this one. I'm going to make a point, too. He would conclude in his rant stating, I'm sorry, but if you're an adult playing with superhero dolls, I'm sorry, I mean collectible action figures, why not go all the way and drive to work on a big wheel? Nobody tell Bill Maher about drift trikes.
Right?
Because there are grown men who drift trike for sport.
It is my firm belief, my theory is that Bill Maher has actually, like, never left studio and gone outside and interacted with the world, like, at all.
Yep.
Since he was, like, in elementary school, I guess. Like, he just went straight from there to, like, his parents locked him in a closet. And then out came Bill Maher, the guy that we all wish would trade places with Stan.
Let's take a look here. I'm just kind of looking at the books that Bill Maher has written. Would I really put these above The Dark Knight Returns or Batman Year One or Green Lantern Rebirth or no, not really. Like, I find those, Sandman, I find those pieces of literature much better than anything that Bill Maher's put out.
Well, here's the thing, too, is he's pretending like comic book fans are doing and saying things that they're not. So he's kind of making his own thing to bitch about. Because nobody's running around going, fucking, this comic is a fucking literal, like, masterpiece of literature. It should be in museums, or I don't know what the hell. It's entertainment. It always has been.
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, that's its main function, is entertaining.
Yeah.
And what's neat about comics, though, is it does still take some literary talent to make a good, compelling, or at least entertaining comic.
Yeah.
And then it takes artistic talent to bring it to life. So
basically you're combining two artistic abilities, right?
And it's very versatile because he's harping on the superhero comics mostly.
But there's so many other examples of comics that are...
But even superhero comics tackle, like, some heavy stuff. And at least, since the Golden Age, modern day, they tackle some heavy-ish stuff. And, the ones that are geared towards kids are geared towards kids.
Yeah.
The ones that are geared towards adult are darker, or they're just porn. But
yeah, it's true.
They still tackle, like, some heavy shit, but it condenses it in a way that's entertaining to read. Whereas, like, reading, like, one of his books would be boring.
Yeah. So let me read some chat. Matanui says, Bill, do I look like I care? I'm 26 years old who goes by Matanui on YouTube. Dude, I am 39 going on 40 years old. My name is Optimus Deadpool. For Christ's sake. I get you. I know exactly where you're coming from. Fuck you, Bill Maher.
I'm old as crap, and a lot of my friends just considered me a living cartoon. So,
Sporkable says, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't put his writing above Teen Titans Ghost.
Wow. Damn.
Let's see. Evil Bob the Almighty, or Mike, as I call him, because he's a friend. OG 10 coming out soonish, lads. Got any suggestions, y'all? Dunk on Bill Maher.
Yeah, and put me in there. I just want to be in a comic.
And put Parker in there for what. Thanos was talking about overpopulation in Infinity War. Sure, his solution was dumber than shit, but still. I mean, that's like that shit that
I wrote a whole article about Thanos' movie Thanos.
Yeah.
And the overpopulation and, putting thoughts to his head. And it's a very mature freaking shit. When you hear Thanos' motivation, you're like, he's not I get it.
He's not wrong. he's not.
I get it. And if you're gonna do it, I guess snapping's way better than going from planet to planet and slaughtering the shit out of people. Of half the fucking inhabitants. Let fate pick instead.
Like, dude, I'm almost 54. I have seen a lot of shit. I remember seeing his stand up. He won his job at being insulting but funny. He lost the funny a long time ago. Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought there was a time when he was actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
But
it was when, he didn't become such a partisan.
Yeah.
And basically anybody was fair game kind of thing. So
I like it when anybody's fair game, but it's like, I don't know, jokes on legitimate stuff. You're not digging and
I mean, he's right about a couple things. Like he tells people, like, liberals are stupid if they don't think, like, radical Islamic terrorism is a problem. So yeah. I get him on that, but then he says stupid shit like this. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's running out of material, maybe, that he's allowed to make fun of, maybe.
Yeah, but he's on HBO. You wouldn't think there would be, that much for him to...
Well, partisan-wise, like...
True, yeah.
Could be, like, what he's... But it's like, one, it's really poor taste to start this crap.
Well, also, let me say, Stanley's it's also a death. Generational
and
thing.
Two, he's still, like, coming up with things that comic book fans aren't. And three, it is really like he is so behind the times at this point. Just...
You also got to look at... Also, he's 5'8", so he's a manlet. I'm just going to throw that out there. Tiny man.
Well, then he does have some stuff he probably feels he needs to make up for. So he's probably pretty upset that there's comic book fans taller than him.
Yeah.
With bigger penises.
Yeah. And he's 63 years old. See, I there was a mentality among boomers because he's in that boomer, age group.
Yeah.
That if you didn't like get a job at like 13, and do this and do that, then you're probably a waste of society and blah blah blah. And you got to leave kiddie things behind. I threw my toys out when I was like 9 because I wanted to be a man at 10. Dumb shit,
Yeah.
Whereas it's funny because those boomer parents ended up like letting kids like us keep our toys. I'm just saying,
yeah.
they let us keep our toys. It's like it wasn't a big deal. It's like, oh well, let's let them play. Let them be kids. It's like I grew up and like thought the fucking world was going to end because of a nuclear bomb. These let them have fun.
Well, at least we go from playing with them to collecting them. For the most part.
Yeah, we go from like playing with them to displaying them. That's the difference.
Yeah, and not only would we display them, but technically, no matter what, it still counts as an emergency investment later. So, see, we've got this thought out. Like, if we really have to part with something.
Yeah. Like I said, the thing with it, the thing I say about it is, people have hobbies. Some of those hobbies date back to their childhood, right? I mean,
yeah.
I played video games and read comic books and had action figures.
Right? Is he going to go after like car enthusiasts next? The ones that started with fucking Hot Wheels and now they're working on their cars. Are they the next? Because grow up, stop playing with cars, you guys.
Is he going to like
Good
call
job.
out Jay Leno for like having a very large car collection? I mean,
yeah. Oh, you just got bigger Hot Wheels? What is this?
You stupid. What do you think you're doing? You idiot.
It's like, get out of here.
Grow up.
How about, and the thing is, like, he's a big proponent for wanting to legalize marijuana, right? Which is fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong inherently with that. But, okay, let me take his logic and apply it. Oh, so you just want to be dude Lethal. You just want to live, and you just want to be a teenager your whole fucking life.
Right?
You just want to get
You
high.
could do it with anything, and so he's kind of setting himself up to...
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I can turn all that shit around on him. Like I said, I got no problem. I too am a proponent. Legalize that shit.
Yeah.
I've always said that. I was like, there's no need. I mean, if you're going to legalize smoking and drinking, alcohol, then fucking legalize marijuana. Who cares?
Yeah, because it ain't doing anything to anybody except filling up fucking jails for no good reason.
Yeah, and plus, I said, and plus, you can market that shit. Think about this. You put the weed smokes next to the fucking chips. Dude,
right?
I'm solving the fucking economic problems in this world right now.
Right? If they really wanted to, granted, it'll kind of suck government regulation because prices and this and that, but still, wanted to.
Will the government tax the fuck out of it?
Pot could be their next cash crop that they could tax the fuck out of because cigarettes are getting phased out a little bit with all the anti-smoking campaigns. They can't really be their cash crop much longer.
You know what's really hypocritical about all that?
What?
The anti-smoking campaigns are paid for by the tobacco companies.
Are you shitting me?
No. That was a part of some settlement years ago.
Oh.
And that they'd had to pay for anti-smoking shit. That's why
that's what I'm saying. Even the government, everybody is like
now you got
screwing up tobacco industry.
You got to
replace it with the weed industry.
Okay, I got something I got to say. Something I got to say about this. You seen those truth commercials that they still put out?
Yeah.
Even back when they first started, they annoyed me so much I wanted to smoke, and I don't smoke.
I know they were just so stupid
and smug and all this stuff.
I think they did it on purpose. If the tobacco company is the one that's making them, it all makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at it like that, it has to make sense because it's just making it look as dumb as shit.
Right? Well, we got to do this, so let's make the anti-smoking crowd look stupid as shit.
Yeah. What's really funny, I remember a friend of mine, being the troll that he is, he was so annoyed. And he don't smoke either. We both are non-smokers, right? We don't like the taste of it. It's nasty.
I'm a former smoker. It now tastes nasty and smells funky. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what I mean. So he wrote. He got so annoyed. He wrote because they had this thing like "Tell us your story" at thetruth.com, right? So he goes to thetruth.com. He says, "You are absolutely right. Smoking does kill. Look at George Burns. He only lived to be 101 years old, smoking a cigar every day. Never got an answer. Never got an answer. So yeah.
Yeah, supposedly the taxes on cigarettes, raising the cost basically of cigarettes, is supposed to be to discourage people from smoking. And I'm kind of like, yeah, you're discouraging poor people from smoking, and they're probably the ones that need it the most.
Yeah,
like
let me tell you
could use it the most at least.
let me tell you something about our people, which you just called poor. I should take that back. But I've witnessed this. You will have the one person who will buy like a pack of cigarettes. Don't smoke. They don't smoke. You know, around here, a pack of cigarettes is like $5, right?
Yeah.
And I would say, how much is in a pack? 20?
Yeah.
And they would sell them for $1 a piece to people in the neighborhood.
Nice.
So the guy would make,
we used to have a system kind of like that in my high school.
Yeah, so he's making like fucking, $15 off a $5 investment. I mean, the guy's, I can't take nothing. The guy's hustling,
Yeah.
But that's kind of the thing when I say, like that's when you say to poor folks, yeah, they just go buy one at a time. They don't care,
Yeah. It's just, quitting, because it's addictive, quitting isn't easy. And so, by doing that, you turn into a raging asshole if you go too long in between. So it really hurts like the lower income folk that were smoking, because then they can't afford cigarettes, but they also can't afford all the fancy different stop smoking methods. So they're pretty much stuck with cold turkey, and that you will lose a lot of friends.
Oh, and just to read this last little part from Bill Maher, it's like but Maher's most ironic comment came as he was trying to point out comic book fans' irony. By the way, if someone says you're being childish and you react by throwing a tantrum, you're not Iron Man, you're Irony Man. Bill should look in a mirror. He just threw a 5-minute temper tantrum. Maybe we should get the little baby a pacifier.
Oh, you're so cute when you get mad. He's so mad, guys.
That was my favorite part of this article, was the end. I was like, are you shitting me? He ended with that. Oh my god, is he retarded?
I could come up with better puns than that. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Okay.
Well, Bill's getting old. He's probably pretty proud of himself. Probably made that up on the fly.
About a few days from dying, because he is 63. Yeah. So he's about time for him to hit that dusty trail. So let's get a little more lighthearted and make fun of some bad art. What do you say?
Well, this was pretty lighthearted.
Yeah. That's wrong one. Okay. All right, let's look at some art. I'm sure most people in the chat have seen this.
No, I do want to address, I actually had a person get all pissed off. I don't even think they're a follower. I'm not sure. That was defending the crap out of this. So as we make fun of this, I'm going to address what the person said. Like, to play devil's advocate.
Is it abstract? I think it's abstract something. I don't know. Because, there's this, and I do have another panel, which is like somebody like marked every flaw, not just the obvious one.
Yeah, and they actually missed some.
Yeah, so let me pop this up here.
They did miss that the water looks like they're in anti-gravity or something, like a solid jello.
It just kind of it's going off to the side for no reason up here. It's got a little like tentacle coming out of it.
Yeah, the doctor's right. Every time you look at it, you find something else.
Okay, I like
now
that.
The whole why is like, because it's a fucking plunger. They obviously don't care about the door. They put a freaking tub in front of it.
Yeah.
So who cares if they put the plunger right there at that point?
Yeah.
Hey,
So-
Andre.
The one I like up here is like where it says splish splish and it says ditto bro.
Yeah.
Okay, so the obvious being the obvious that the bathtub is blocking the fucking door.
Hey, Ava. Comic Girl Ava's there too.
Ava, how you doing? Glad you're here.
Yeah, Batgirl's a vampire he didn't address. But there's like a million different, like they couldn't decide what perspective, so they just use all of them. Randomly. They just kind of randomly put things at different perspectives.
This is from Picasso's brief career as an interior designer. How'd she even get in there? That's what I'm talking about. Now, that's the thing.
Yeah, I know. I want to know what the rest of the room looks like.
Like
maybe,
somebody
I'm
say, well, look at the original panel here. They say, well, actually, you don't see any hinges, so the thing must close from the door. I mean, you might be right.
That's the one I got. I got somebody that was like, "That's not a door," and I was like, "Then what the hell is it?"
So why is the lock on the door?
They said that's not a lock. That's the shower curtain rod. And I was like, "That's even worse."
That is not the fucking
Because I'm like, okay, if that's a shower curtain rod, then it's just sticking out, not wrapping around the tub, and the shower curtain is not connected to the rod.
Okay. Hold on a second.
I was like, that's even dumber.
Hold on, I'm gonna sit up
That's
here for a second.
some of the stuff this smarmy little person was like, there's nothing wrong. That's a shower curtain rod, and that's not a door.
All right, here. Okay. I'm gonna do something that I said I wasn't gonna do, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
That is a huge bathroom. I would like to see the rest of it, because apparently there's more cabinetry on the other side of the toilet that's just cut off.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, the shower curtain rod is either sticking out nowhere or it is against the wall.
Here, let me put the chat up so I can comment while
That's what I'm.
looking
Yeah.
at it. Okay.
As a plumber, this frame triggers. See, this,
Wait a minute,
because
wait,
I
wait,
did
wait,
all
wait.
that.
Hold on. I gotta say something. I gotta respond to that.
Okay.
I am the son of a plumber, and I've worked with my dad for nearly 20 years, and this is freaking me the fuck out.
Right? This whole room is a logical fallacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, my thing is from freaking completely gutting and renovating entire houses. I'm looking at this like, it hurts. It hurts. Why bolt a bathroom door like that? Well, if it's a shower curtain, and maybe...
Yeah, that's...
What the hell?
I mean, the shower curtain's right fucking there, right?
Oh, no, like the shower curtain rod. Which I'm like, then
The rod...
either the
Oh, well, no, see, that wrong again. The fucking... Oh, shit, I made it small. Hold on.
Yeah.
The fucking... Like, you can see my screen, right? Well, you won't see it for 30 seconds, but you'll see what I mean. That can't be the fucking shower. It's not attached to anything. It's in the background.
Exactly.
The shower curtain's right here.
Yeah. Just, I don't know where the shower curtain rod is,
Yeah.
actually. Like, good thing to wonder. Maybe it's too high up for the panel,
But
I
still,
guess.
on top of that, wait a minute. It cuts
Wait,
off.
I keep my plunger by the toilet on the...
No. Think about this. It cuts off. If this is the shower curtain, rod.
Exactly! That's I'm like, it cuts off, and
That means you would never, it would just fly off anytime you pulled it. Like, phew, there you go.
Yeah, and it still wouldn't, even the curtain would be completely useless. But yeah, from a plumbing standpoint, there's no backdrop for the tub
Nope.
/ shower.
Nope.
So
Yeah, that's a bare
there's gotta be
fucking-
a lot of mold going on there.
That's a bare wall right there. There's no tile or anything like that. I've seen
The
a lot
soap
of people,
dish isn't angled properly. I kept thinking it was a toilet paper roll holder for a while. I had to remind myself that there's a bottom piece there.
Yeah. The water is too thick. Yeah, we mentioned that. Let's see.
Yeah, the water's thick.
Oh god.
Yeah, if it's not a door, why is it drawn to look like a door?
Yeah.
Why does it have a frame?
Yeah.
Why is it door sized?
Exactly.
It doesn't match the whole rest of the room. Like the plunger doesn't cast a shower shadow.
Yeah, you're right. Now, and somebody.
Oh my god!
Let's go back to the. Let's go back to the one where it shows the problems. Like, hello, my name is Vanishing
So
Paint,
many.
and I have no idea where I am.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
So the vanishing point. That's what I'm saying. She's using like the not she, but there's multiple perspective angles being used here. The mirror, she doesn't have a reflection, and the mirror's like sitting right on top of the faucet. Like, you know how much of a pain in the butt it's got to be to turn those knobs.
I mean, granted, that's a little, that's an artistic thing, not to show when you're doing a pan shot like that, not to show the reflection, just so you don't have to draw. You say you had to draw this.
Yeah, that's why the fact that the cabinet disappears in between her legs.
Yeah.
I don't poke at it. I mean, it's there, but I don't poke at it too much because that can be you're in a hurry thing. Who's gonna be squinting there for the cabinet?
Like I said,
but
I'm gonna tell you something. Like I said, I wasn't gonna get into it, but I showed my dad this picture. My dad has been doing plumbing work for 60 years. Okay. He looked at that and he said, "This person has never seen a bathroom."
Yeah,
that's exactly what they said.
Yeah, it makes me wonder where they shower because
and I love this
it isn't a huge bathroom too.
I like the idea too of the shading too. Look at about the shading, like behind the shower curtain is dark, super dark.
Yeah.
And over here the shadow's like, whatever.
Everything else is
so they are capable of good
shading.
I mean, there's capable shading there. They're just doing it wrong.
Yeah, they need to pick. I agree with what it's scribbled on there. Pick one. First black shading, or you're doing soft.
Yeah,
There's also no handle on the toilet, unless that's a button on the back.
The button on top, you can have. Those do exist where the button would.
Those exist. Okay.
Yeah.
Fancy and shit.
Yeah.
So they know that those kind of toilets exist, but they've obviously never seen a shit. It's in 7. I like this. The doctor says it's in all of the perspectives. The whole photo's in 7D.
Yeah. All right. Here's how it should be, okay? This cabinet should be against this other wall over here. If you're looking at my screen, where it says, "What is this?" at the bottom? That whole cabinet should be over there. The tub should be angled back to where the cabinet is, right? The toilet should be on the other side of that if it's going to be freestanding. Okay?
Yeah, especially if, are you going to walk in and,
this is just
the
code.
toilet is right there. This is code.
This is North Carolina code. Yeah,
killing.
Just from where I'm from.
Killing
this is
my brain.
North Carolina code right here. This is all
because
you have to do.
Say the tub is.
Yeah.
The toilet's still right there by the door. Not only is the plumbing going into whatever room.
Yeah.
But why are you gonna walk in the bathroom? The toilet be right there.
I will make
actually, you know what? I have went into a bathroom. I was looking at a place to rent in the bathroom. The toilet was right by the door. You couldn't open the door all the way because the toilet was there. You had to squeeze into the bathroom.
That is what they call a grandfather situation, where somebody had built the apartment before there was codes about that.
Yeah, this wasn't old. Yeah. I liked it because it was kind of the neighbors were spread out a little bit. It was kind of on a little country road, and I liked that. But the bathroom, and it was the only bathroom, and I was like, nope, no, we ain't doing this.
I agree with what Owl says. I get the feeling that the bath was originally supposed to be a shower cubicle. I think you're right because the shower curtain, how it just, the shadow just dies.
Yeah.
And then, then it's light shadows over there. I think it was originally supposed to be a shower, just a shower, what we call a knockdown shower that goes into the corner.
Yeah, a little standing shower.
Yeah,
I think, honestly, a lot of this makes me think that not only were they in a hurry, but that somebody asked for certain things to be in the panel.
Yeah.
And this person was like, how do I squeeze all that shit into this space?
What editor
and they fucked up.
What editor let this through?
Right?
Now, okay, I've seen some people, they complained about the floor, the flooring and the rug and stuff like that. Okay.
I am trying to pretend that is tile.
That's what I'm trying to pretend it's either tile or it's a what do you call a laminate rug that you can just put down. I'm not really too worried about that because you can cut a hole in that and put it around the toilet. I'm not that's whatever.
But it does look to me like a rug.
Yeah.
Because of the way they have it. So at first, even my eyes were doing it. Like, do they have it sitting on a rug? They have a bathtub sitting on a rug? But then I was like, well, I mean,
see, if that was ended up being a
there's excuses for that.
Like I said, if that ended up being a knockdown shower, it makes a lot more sense. You know, I don't think anybody would be complaining about this panel at all. You know, there would.
I mean, the
some
average. There'd still be plenty of things that you could pick on,
but the tub just brings that, and then you're like, okay, now I'm going to look at everything. Because
now I'm looking at everything, and it's just getting worse from there. Exactly.
It's like I don't even know what the fuck is going on anymore. It's just like I walked in and the fucking tub jumped in front of the door. I don't know. I don't know how to get the fuck out of here. Also in the UK, no one really uses that color bath and toilet anymore. You can get them, but see that's our here it's a lot more muted colors now for your toilet for your bathroom. Unless you want to get real fancy. I'm talking about like basic, like you're buying you're selling a house, you're just building a house to sell it. It's a lot more basic colors and stuff like that. There's not a lot of funky color, stuff going on.
Yeah, I've not really ever seen any funky colored stuff going on. Except in like houses where that person, like their whole bathroom is just a work of art kind of thing going on.
Yeah. It's like, wow, dude. I mean,
now I know they picked a lot about her. Now her bird leg, that leg thing bothers me. Supposedly, I didn't see it, but supposedly somebody did a drawing to show how it could be like that. And so there's plenty of complaints about like her standing there, but for the most part, that cape covers up a lot.
Yeah,
which helps.
Yep,
a lot. She's kind of hunched over. I mean, she's definitely got to be hunched over, so that can make up for a lot of the stuff. But the leg thing,
it does look like she's popping her knee out of socket too.
Yeah, but somebody did draw over it and show how she can be standing that way. Yeah, but it also has to do with like the 5 bazillion different perspectives they used in one picture, one space.
And like I said, I can, but then like you said, the cabinet magically disappears between her legs and then is back.
Yeah, that to me is just a shortcut. I can nitpick it, but I can also understand because it's really like tiny detailed spot.
Nobody would have noticed this if this tub had literally been cut in half. Nobody would have noticed.
Yeah, I think they should have kept it with a shower there, and then it would just been a weird bathroom where the toilet's on one side of the door and the shower's on the other side of the, and then there's this huge room.
and of course, put the fucking plunger on the other side of the toilet.
Yeah.
Because the whole person saying it's a shower curtain. Well, do you have do you have proof of that?
Yeah, that person was just, they were being mean. They were like, all of this makes sense, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no.
That was somebody literally.
No, it doesn't.
That's somebody hoping for the best. And guess what? I also have a fairy princess that's going to give me $1 million in the morning.
Awesome.
I'm just saying. If we're going
they killed me. They killed me with that's not a door. And I was like, well, why isn't it a door? And they said it was just the wall just looked that way. And I was like, then what is that thing? And they were like, that's the shower curtain rod. And I'm like, you realize that just raises 10 million more questions about the design of this?
Exactly.
And I'm like, that just makes it just as bad, and that still looks like a door no matter what.
What am I supposed to do? He said, do the thing. What thing am I doing?
Hey, Wayne, do the thing.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Hide the plunger, for God's sake. Mine is like right tucked behind my toilet, but I have an apartment bathroom, so it's like, it's toilet, sink, and tub. And they're all just like in a line, crammed together.
There's this cabinet over here that probably could have things put underneath it.
Yeah, like they look like they're trying to draw more cabinet, and I'm like, why even that stuff in there if the angle's cut this way?
You got to go Red Fox on the artist who made this, man. Did you see this big dummy right here that ain't know how to draw?
Yeah, if it was a freestanding claw tub and they pushed it, which those are heavy as fuck. But if somehow she decided to push it against the door to barricade herself in.
Is the drawn-on skeleton implying her waist is inside her stomach? I think so. Let me look up. I think you're right there.
I think the drawn-on skeleton was done like super fast, and so it's not capturing that she's hunched over.
It's still. I think it's trying to show she's hunched over, but it's showing her even if hunched over, her waist is like weight like. At this point, Barbara is probably like 6'5". She's taller.
Well, actually, if you look at her and then look at the tub, like, damn,
she's actually
taller. You're gonna soak.
She's like taller than Batman right now. And of course, once again, I say splish splish.
Splish splish.
It's a panic room. Yeah. Also.
I'm sure the rug carpet thing is also. Now, it might not be a carpet because you can do decorative flooring like that. Mm-hmm. That's either with tile or
laminate.
Laminate, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna. I saw some people talking about that. I've seen that. I even seen like my grandma had fucking carpet in her bathroom. I don't know why.
Well, especially since the middle of what looks like a rug matches the very outside.
Yeah.
That makes me think that it's just decorative flooring, not an actual rug.
Yeah.
That's what helped me unsee the rug that I thought was there.
Never to this day understood why my grandma would have carpet in the bathroom, but here we are.
I've seen that too. I've seen bathrooms with freaking carpeting.
Them older
just
people,
why?
Yeah. Older people,
Yep. And I'm just like, why?
I know.
If you're worried about your...
Oh, there you go. That's it. This fucking area right here is a trap door. That's what it is. The blue square in the middle. That's how she got in. It's a fucking trap door.
With no grout, that could be a detail that they just felt like not putting.
Well, then if that's the case, put the latch that was on the door on the fucking floor. Yeah, I would say 7. Yeah, they moved in the house late 60s, early 70s. But yeah, they.
Yeah, that's true.
Can you imagine having to clean that up?
No grout. That starts to, man. You don't keep up with that. That'll start smelling.
Oh yeah.
The no grout can be just leaving out details because it still looks like they were in a hurry.
Yeah.
Or it can be a laminate, which can look however the hell they want. It's just flat.
As we call it, a rug, quote unquote.
But it's like
you just glue it down and you're done. Kind of
and cut around, but you can easily cut around whatever.
Yeah. There's two ways to do it. Either you do it before the toilet's put down, or if the toilet's already down, you just cut around it and try to match it as best you can. But if I'm going to say that, it was definitely put down.
The Joker's coming! Quick, barricade the door! Push his tub. That's what. Yeah, that's what happened.
Got to keep him from. I got to keep him from not raping me again. I mean, he just shot me in the spine. He didn't rape me, Gail.
Right. That's why her body's all fucked up in this picture.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, that she's walking again. So, but to make her walk, they had to stretch her out, and
her legs, when recovering and stuff, muscles atrophy, all that stuff. Like,
yeah. So
her stance is all fuckered up. Yeah.
So yeah.
That freaking tub. There's no way that's not a door.
Right. It's clearly a door. It's got the frame, it's got a jamb. It's a door.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a goddamn door.
Yeah.
And why? Why did they freaking why? I need to know.
Right.
Why they looked at this and was like, looks about right. Let's go.
I hate laminate floorings, especially when water is involved. If it floods, they can lift so badly. Tile's better overall, but it's more slippery unless you get grippy tiles. Yeah.
I like real tile.
Yeah, laminate's a very cheap alternative to putting down tile.
The downside of tile is if you break it.
Yeah.
That's always a pain in the ass. If you break a tile.
Yeah.
It sucks.
If you have a wooden subfloor, the grout pops. I've seen it both ways. I've had a situation where the floor got so warped in a bathroom that it was actually walking into a funhouse. Like,
Eh.
it was a noticeable lean in the bathroom.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Should get with upstairs bathrooms, especially, and especially in older houses.
Well, you know, it's funny when we built our house 10 years ago. My dad specifically told the guy, because we basically because we have a modular home and we finished up the upstairs ourselves, right? And he specifically told the guy who was doing the wood, doing the stud work upstairs, that he wanted a platform for the bathroom up here. And he said, "Why do you want a platform?" He says, "Because I want to, if something leaks, I want to be able to fix it without having to tear up the floor or the ceiling."
Yeah.
So he can crawl, because we got like a little, crawl space between like the dormers and stuff like that. So he can go in there and fix anything that needs to be fixed instead of having to crawl under, to either tearing out, like, it's either A, the floor, or B, the ceiling, So I thought, I said, well, that's pretty smart, It's almost like he's seen a few things in his 60 years of plumbing. Okay, so let's end this on a charitable note. First things first. Let's talk about this gentleman right here. His name is Bill Mesder. I'm gonna say Lobes. Would you say Lobes?
I was trying to figure that out too. Loebs.
Loebs.
Mesner Loebs.
I'm gonna say Lobes because it's kind of like Jeff Loeb, So I'm gonna say
okay.
Loebs. So Lobes. Okay. So his, just to read through stuff, it's like, my name is Bill Mesner Lobes and my wife is Nadine. I was the writer on The Flash, Wonder Woman, and Batman newspaper strip, The Max and Epic. I can't read. Epicurious the Sage. And writer-artist for a series called Journey, The Adventures of Wolverine McAllister. I am 69 years old and my wife is 80. We lost our home in August of last year, and I want to point out that this GoFundMe is 9 months old. There was a gas leak, and the little aging trailer was condemned by the county. We tried to buy another trailer or a regular house, but our credit score was pretty dismal, and we went from house to house and park to park. Each time they pulled the score, it lowered. Our bank won't give us a mortgage of less than $85,000, and our credit score won't support that. My career writing comics sort of petered out in the late 90s. I've been working as a delivery person for Panera Bread and as a fill-in janitor for my local church, plus doing sketches and covers at local conventions. Those things, plus Social Security, keep our heads above water. Then the gas leak drove us to living out of our car. My wife had open heart surgery a couple of years ago and cataract surgery, plus therapy on her knees so she can continue to walk at all. She is in constant pain. Past, present, and future medical bills loom pretty large. This winter, we moved into a homeless shelter run by our local churches. Since our story appeared on Fox 2 News, I've gotten offers to do more artwork, but with 2 jobs, it's hard to find the time and search for a house. Livingston County doesn't have much affordable housing, but we are trying to stay within the commuting range of Brighton, Michigan, since this is where my jobs are, our friends, churches, and doctors are. We have been trying to pay off past debts to raise our credit score, but that could take years. It looks like we have to buy a house outright if we can find one reasonable enough, or one with a land contract. We're afraid to take temporary housing that will exhaust what little savings we have, those kinds. We just discovered making us ineligible for state housing vouchers. But people have been kind and helpful. I have the offer to script a series called Cadaver Man and a couple of other independent comics. They are months from becoming established. I would be able to be more productive if the housing situation were more stable, which it's not. And, show some examples of artwork. He's got some updates. And, a lot of us have been in such bad situations. Um, they're not ideal. Nobody wants to have to ask for money, right? Because I want to say there is
I've
a
had
bit
to
of
a few times, and
yeah,
it's humiliating to me, at
it's
least.
a
It
sense of
sucks.
it's a sense of pride, you know.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And
And then it feels like you're admitting defeat when
mhm.
you finally have to admit to yourself that you can't do it by yourself.
Mhm. So I just wanted to bring this to people's attention because the GoFundMe link is in the description. Um, anything you can toss would be great. You know, I'm sure he would appreciate it because he's been going on this long. I mean, I understand needing the money. I'm going to read this, see if you got any updates. Update number 6. As you can see, I've upped my goal. After we see, this is like one of those things you just want to tear your heart out because things happen. You know, when you think you got a leg up, all of a sudden, bam, here we go again. You know,
More stuff happens. Yeah.
After we got back into town from the 2 conventions we went to in Pennsylvania and Traverse City, I took Nadine to a number of medical tests revolving around persistent AFib she's been experiencing. Aside from being weaker, she's doing all right, but I need to get her into more stable housing. We spent the last week recalling places and visiting houses and apartment complexes. We still haven't gotten the credit scores where we need them to be, so it's obvious to me we'll have to buy a place outright. I'm going to see if taking this campaign to Facebook and Twitter will get us ahead faster. You guys have been great to us. I think I've just been too casual about it all. I mean, and I know he's saying it's casual, but I understand where he's coming from too. It's like he probably like, I don't want to ask for help. You know, I'm a man.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a man. Why should I? I don't. You know, I get where he's coming from. You know. I feel so bad for him, because it's hard to get a house these days anyway, and B,
Yeah.
because the credit's so bad you have to buy it outright. That's terrible.
Because you can't. Yeah.
And I'm sure he's been using the money as he's gone along. You know what he has gotten. You know, so probably it builds up. You know, he gets some good amount, and then it goes. You know, then he's got to use it immediately. You know. So I just wanted to point this out. You know, this is somebody who's obviously been in the comic book industry for years, who was there for many years, but unfortunately the industry left him behind. Whereas that sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Instead of having somebody who's, I mean, looking at his art, he seems pretty talented. But we can't have that. We got to have, people who want to get woke and be broke, So.
Yeah. Well, that's what he said. He was getting a lot of work in the 90s, but then all these millennials took over and kind of phased all the good ones out.
Yeah. Let's take a look here. Do a refresh.
Yeah, it looks like mostly writer.
Yeah. But still, it seems like he's got some storytelling skills and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could, I would put him to work. You know what I mean? Just like, all right.
Yeah. Well, if you look at one of his second to last update, which still is 8 months ago, so
yeah. It seems like to me that just a lot of stuff kept coming up.
Yeah, I was gonna say the updates are really old, so I hope they're doing okay because
I hope they're doing better.
They haven't posted in a while. But like the second to most recent one says that comic that he was talking about, was currently getting lettered and ready to go to Image. Which may be why he hasn't updated in a while. He might be like super extra busy now.
Yeah, but still, I'd still like to help him out if we can,
Oh, yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm hoping that's why he hasn't posted in a while is because he's being kept busy with work.
So, yeah, I'm kind of glancing through the different updates and stuff like that. But yeah, if we could, anybody can, obviously help him out. everybody could use a helping hand once in a while. So let's before we go.
I'm fixing to right now, although I have no idea what's in my bank right now. It's taking forever to load. That's makes me nervous.
Rather than he is an artist. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was responding to. Yeah. Was the.
I don't really keep track of my charity. That's a good way to be, man. If I help somebody, you know, it's not like, oh, you know, I'm doing it for tax purposes or something like that. So that's kind of selfish to me. Just do it because it's the right thing to do, kind of thing, you know. But let's end this on a better, you know, on a more high note. Let's look at our friend Crystal McGee's Indiegogo. The Good Night Nightmare Realm #1. She is up to $1,445 with 67 backers. So it's trending upwards. Are you even paying attention to me, Piper?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm paying attention. That's awesome.
So we're excited for that.
There's 17 days left, though.
17 days left. So it's going to be, it could be a nail biter. So. Yeah,
go give faster.
Mm-hmm. Remember, it's only $5 for a digital copy if you haven't supported it yet. $5, you know, a few people doing $5. That goes a long way. And I will remind you, people. Let's get to let me find the stretch goals. Remember, at 10K, we get pullover hoodies. Never forget the pullovers.
Right? Okay, it looks like I'm going to... I seen my bank account. Oops. I'm going to have to wait a couple days. Then I can, hopefully.
Well, we got it. You know, we got into the Discord chat, and it's on the channel on this feed. I'm going to leave it in there for a while. So
yeah, I'm leaving tabs open with all the stuff I want. There's so many Indiegogos, too, that I'm kicking myself because I'm like, man, I wanted this and this and this one and this one. I need to go hunt them down and see if I can just buy them now.
Yeah.
Sure I can.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I said, look up, you know, keep, you know, like I said, Bill's Bill's GoFundMe is in the description. So is Crystal's The Good Night Nightmare Realm #1 Indiegogo campaign. That's also in the description. Yeah. Let's try to take care of each other if we can. The best.
I agree with the doctor in the chat about the Comic Skate Association brought out far more charitable side.
Yeah.
That's been me, because to be honest, I used to only donate to things that had to do with wolf conservation, and that was it.
Yeah.
I just decided I didn't like society and people, and until I needed them, and so I learned my lesson. Now I try to help people all the time.
Yep.
Comicsgate just kind of boosted that on the comics front, I guess.
Yeah.
On the Indiegogo, Kickstarter, that kind of stuff front.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was the helping everybody with everything else. I like people now, so.
Yeah, it doesn't. For some reason, it doesn't like PayPal.
Shite.
There was I know there was like one time you could do a thing with PayPal where it would like give you a credit card number. I don't think they do that anymore. So you could like use it like it was a credit card.
Aww.
But I don't pretty sure they don't do that anymore. But usually if I ever do get something in PayPal, I'll have, you know, I just send it to my bank account and then buy or donate like that, you know. So yeah, that's the best. That's what I would say. You know, increased awareness. If you can't donate, you know, at least put it out there. That's the best thing to do. But anyway, I think we've done some good today.
There was a nice variety of.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I think you can get a PayPal debit card for that now, Wanky. Wayne even, yeah.
Wanky. That's your name now.
Yep.
You're wanky.
So anyway, I think this is good for tonight. For some reason, I dropped 40 frames for tonight for whatever reason. But yeah, so we appreciate it. Thank you all for watching. We will check you out tomorrow night. I'm sure something will come up we can talk about. And until then, y'all have a good one.
Bye-bye.